Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Thomas Warden. This is the Morning Motivation. We come in here every day as entrepreneurs to bring you energy, to bring your life into a whole different direction. On how we shifted our lives and how you can shift yours is started by the words that we give ourselves in the morning, by the looks that we give ourselves in the morning, and by just saying, I love you. And then once you start getting that and you start making that a new habit, then now the words that you're giving out to other people in life will be able to flow from that cup that is overflowing within you, that source energy that you are tapping into. Every day we get in here and we bring a message of some sort of inspiration on how to put your soul on fire and how to light that baby up every day and keep it all throughout the day. Because that is the biggest process that we have found that most people are lacking in their life is they can get kickstarted in the morning and they're rolling, they're happy, they're getting going, but yet they let other people's opinions, other people's thoughts, other things that are going on in situations in life bring them back down to the level. We talk about staying on a high flying disc on a day-to-day basis. We talk about bringing our energy up here first thing in the morning. And then guess what? It's a task and it is a process to keep that energy right here, because when you step out of those doors into that reality of life out there, then guess what? It becomes more and more crap that gets thrown on you, and more information that's coming at you. And it's like, I got to process this. I got to process that. Oh no, I got to handle this morning. Am I going to be able to do it? Oh, I want to pull my hair out. And then you really don't know what direction you want to go. So we just want to tell you to stop for a moment, take a deep breath, and just know everything that you're doing is happening because it's choices or words or thoughts that you made within your process that might have been yesterday or day before or day before that, and is now coming out and giving you more of what you asked for. Because when you wake up in a pissy mood, then guess what? The universe is just going to start bringing you more of that. When you wake up within that happy thought that we keep telling you about every morning, why do we keep saying this? Because it is working. It has worked for many and thousands across this world every day. It has been a secret that has been here since day one, and everybody made it a secret. But guess what? It's not a secret. It's the law of attraction of love. So once you start giving everything a little bit of love, then guess what? I say thank you to the sunshine because I love it. I say thank you to the moon because I love it. I say thank you to this earth that I can get to walk on it and see the beauty that is here every day, the greens that going on in all different colors out here in the springtime right now in South Texas, to be able to walk in my green grass on a day-to-day basis right now, to be able to get reconnected with Mother Earth, to be able to say thank you for all the creatures that are walking around today that Carol gets to play with, that brings half of them home so we have to deal with them, but yet it's okay because that's her love. That's her passion. She loves all creatures, no matter what. So guess what? I love her, so I love the same thing that she does, because we are working as co-mingling, co-creators. Same thing in here in the morning times. We are working as co-creators together to bring our lives in different directions. We're bouncing ideas of things that we're going through within our life off of each other, and then we're seeing how we can adjust and make our life a little bit better. How can we make us a little bit better? How can we get our financials, our mental, our spiritual, and all of that within tune? Because I love it yesterday when somebody called me, said, hey, I have everything already in balance, and I would like to learn how to have more time freedom. Well, if you're looking for more time freedom, then you don't have that balance. There's something lacking somewhere, because right now you are stuck within a job or a situation that you dislike and you want to remove yourself from it. Then you would have that true time freedom when you're living your life for you, living your life by your design and by his, because I work through him and he lets me create what I want to do in my happiness down here, but yet it's all done through him, because if it's not done through him, then it doesn't happen, period. That's the way I live my life. How do you live yours? What do you want to do to shift your life? What energies do you want to remove? What bad habits do you want to remove? And guess what? It's a choice that you make each day to get up and do something about it. Because if you're not getting up and doing something about it, then you cannot go out into the world and blame anyone else for it not happening. I hear that all the time on the phone call. Well, my husband this, or my wife this, or my kids this, or my aunt, my uncle. I didn't ask them. We're talking to you and that person on the phone, and I want to know what you want to do with your life. Where do you want to go with it? What are you doing to make something else happen within it? Period. I didn't ask anybody else on the phone. When you call me, I'm talking to you and you as the person, because you are the one that knows what you desire. You are the one that knows where you want to go. Now you just need a little guidance on how to get yourself in the direction to go there. That's where the mentors come in. That's where the life coaching comes in from people. That's why I do this on a day-to-day basis, because I will guide you to what you are telling me you want to do within your life. I will send you the correct links to the correct location, to the correct person, because if I can't get you there, I promise you I know somebody who can put you in the direction of what you're wanting. Because if you want more travel, then guess what? I'm going to send you to Ryan, because Ryan works with travel. Me, I work with health. Ryan works with health as well. So guess what? When you get everything within a true balance, then it doesn't really matter, because you're able to do what you truly want to do. You're able to move your life in the direction that you want to move your life. So you want better health, then what do you need to do to get better health? You need to start with your food, start with the better foods. Want to get your physical side better, then what do you need to do? Do you need to start going to the gym, doing some push-ups at home, doing something different for you instead of bitching about it? That's the biggest part. Stop complaining about it and start taking action. This world has been built off of negativity and has been built off of somebody else's opinion of what they think of you. I don't care if you like my videos. I don't care if you come and ever watch them. I don't care if you go to my Go Lives. I don't care if you ever go to the page. But if you want some information, then all you have to do is tap in, because there's where you'll get the information. Because if you sit back and just assume the whole time and never actually ask questions, or if you never actually go in and find out, then you will sit right there assuming that whole time. And that's not where you want to be. You want to have that knowledge. I want to know how I can get myself to be in a better place. I want to know what knowledge, or who do I need to talk to that has already accomplished, so I can pick their brain and see what do I need to do to move my life into a different direction. Go ahead, brother.
Well, I was just going to interject, Thomas, that, I think something I did a go live on this morning, and some of you guys seen it. There's always distractions out there. There's always going to be something pulling and tugging at us that is seeking to detour us from what we're supposed to be doing throughout our day. There's always going to be something. We can get up in the morning. You can feel mentally charged. You woke up and you prayed and you read and you did everything that you were supposed to be doing in the morning. Second you walk out that door, there's going to be something coming at you. You're going to get a phone call. You're going to get a text. You're going to get an email. Somebody's going to call you or whatever. There's always going to be some form of distraction. Something is going to be there in order to detour you. Sometimes you already know. When you look in the mirror, we are our worst enemy. It isn't the devil. It ain't the prince of darkness. No, it ain't. Sorry. It is you, the man or the woman in the mirror. So it's just so important to stay dedicated, stay focused, keep looking ahead of you, because if we can get detoured easily, then we're delayed in our process. We're delayed in what we're accomplishing. We're delayed in anything and everything that we're seeking to go after in our lives. It's like if you've been given a straight path, and you see it clear as day, which is rare, but if you see it from the beginning to the end, you go, oh wow, this is going to be great. And then halfway down the line, you see a roadblock and a detour or a hurdle. You're like, where did this come from out of nowhere? It's kind of like haters. Haters are always going to hate. That is their purpose. That is what they do. They are haters. That's why you call them haters, because they're going to hate on you. They don't, people who operate in negativity, that's what they do. They operate in negativity consistently, day in and day out. That shifting hasn't occurred for them. That shifting hasn't happened for them. So I just think it's important to, I gave the horse analogy, this morning, and having that tunnel vision. People talk about tunnel vision from a negative perspective, but you can turn that negative and flip it into a positive. Because if you're solely focused on what's ahead of you, if you're solely focused on your goals, on your tasks, and you're not distracted by detours, by text messages, emails, whatever, people coming at you with drama, other individuals' problems aren't your problems. So don't accept them. Don't receive them. People are on their own individual journeys, and it's up to you to get yourself equipped before you can help somebody else. We speak about that all the time, Thomas. When you go on an airplane, what did they tell you? To make sure you put your oxygen mask on first before you help your son, your daughter, the person next to you. How can we ever hope to continue to gain ground or to help anybody else out if we first haven't worked on ourselves? The word says, don't be so quick to point out the speck in your brother's eye if you have a log in your own. We're always working on ourselves. You know, a lot of us here in the morning, you know, we're entrepreneurs, we're business owners, we're, you know, so, hey, you see, I'm at my job right now. I'm working, I'm still grinding, you know, but it doesn't matter. I'm not going to allow anything to stop me. I'm not going to allow anything to hinder me. I'm not going to allow anything to you know, to get me on a different path, because I know what I want, and I'm going to aspire to achieve those things and those goals. So it's up to you. It's up to the individual. Help yourself before you can help somebody else. You know, you can't, we've spoken about it before. I can't pour out my cup into somebody else if my cup is empty. You know, you got to continue to stay in tune for yourself. You got to gain ground for yourself. You have to stay focused in yourself, stay dedicated within yourself. You know, you can't expect somebody to jump on board with something, whether it be business or other, that you're not 100% sold out for, that you're not 100% going after. You know, it's important. It's important. It doesn't matter. And this could be applied to so many aspects of life, not necessarily business. You know, Thomas was talking about going to the gym, you know, garbage in, garbage out. You have to make sure you're putting the right things in your body. Otherwise, you're not going to lose weight. You know, you're not going to be healthy. You're not going to, you know, we talk about health a lot, you know, here and there, you know, in what we're doing in the morning times. But where's your mental health at? You know, and in that, make sure you, like I said, make sure you're staying focused. Focus on the task in hand. Stay focused on what's in front of you. You know, you'll gain ground by that, and then you'll be able to help somebody else. Then you'll be able to put your hand out and say, hey, brother, hey, sister, this is how you do it. This is how I did it. You know, and you do that, and you're going to begin to attract. You spoke about the law of attraction, Thomas. You know, you're going to begin to attract people, like-minded individuals that are like, you know what? Scott did it. You know what? Shannon did it. What does Shannon do that I need to do? There's something different about her. There's something different about Scott. He's been extra happy lately. He's always doing these go live, smiling in his freaking truck, you know, with his little dog. Why is he always so happy? You know, I want to know what Scott is doing. I want to know, why does JJ always hug himself? Dang it. Nobody should be that happy. Why aren't you happy is the question. Why aren't you smiling is the question. You know, think about it like that, man. Stay focused, man. Stay focused, and anything is possible. You are possible if you believe in yourself. Don't be your worst enemy, man. Stay focused, stay focused, stay focused.
That's it. I love the analogy that he just gave. You're giving you a roadmap from point A to point B, and you're halfway there, and then a roadblock comes up. Are you going to turn around and go home? Really? You just drove 6 hours. Come on now. There's got to be another way around. Like JJ always says, it's not a problem. There's always a solution. No matter what. Something comes up, there's always a solution, because guess what? We are smarter than what we're working with. Be smarter than the equipment that you're working with. Be smarter with whatever you're working on. And then guess what? It all flows together. All right, Ryan, are you ready? We're going to pass this on to Brother Ryan. He's had a book that he's been wanting to read on us here for the last couple of days. And let's see if he's back in there.
Yes, I'm here, Thomas.
All right, brother. Go ahead.
Awesome. Yeah, it's actually the post I'm working on today. You and Julia were both talking about nice intentions. I actually want to read a quote here before I read my reading from the Voice of Knowledge. That's, you can't build a reputation on what you're going to do. That's by Henry Ford. So make those intentions and make sure you act on those intentions. My reading today is from The Voice of Knowledge by Don Miguel Ruiz. We are born in truth, but we grow up believing in lies. This is the whole drama of humanity and the whole problem of storytellers. One of the biggest lies in the story of humanity is the lie of our imperfection. The lie had a big effect on my whole life. And though I tell others not to make assumptions, I have to assume that one way or another this happens to all of us. Of course, there are differences in the story, but I think the pattern is more or less the same for everyone. Hardly anyone can escape the setup. I was a perfect little child, I was innocent, and I ate the lie that I am not what I should be. I believed that I would have to work hard to become what I should be. This is how I learned to create my story, because I had faith in the story. The story became true for me. The story, even if it is full of lies, is perfect. It is wonderful and beautiful. The story is not right or wrong or good or bad. It's just a story, that's all. But with awareness, we can change the story, step by step, and return to the truth. So that grabbed me, and I've been wanting to bring that for a few days, so just love Don Miguel. He speaks to me, so have a good one, everyone. Make this day count. Much love.
Much love, brother. Thank you. And thank you for everything you do for the community and the people across the world. That's what this is all about every day, bringing something new to the table. And, you know,
That
Brian,
opening line, Thomas. That opening line was killer right there. Can you say that again, Ryan? Just the opening line, just the beginning.
You betcha, buddy. We are born in truth, but we grow up believing in lies.
How many people accept that, man? How
Everybody.
many people operate and accept that as the truth? Man, that's some powerful stuff right there, bro.
Thanks,
That's
buddy.
some powerful
Appreciate
stuff.
that.
I was living a lie for the first 27 years of my life and believing a lie. But at the age of 27, that paradigm got shifted. And, you know, I've had a bunch of paradigm shifts throughout the last many years since then, the last 26 years that it's been. And, you know, I'm grateful and happy to say that this is another one of them. This place has been a tremendous paradigm shift for me. And, you know, once again, you know, it's all about repetition, but I'm definitely grateful for being in here. You know, this is where we find truth every morning. And it's hard hitting truth sometimes, you know, because sometimes the hardest thing in this world to do is look at yourself. Everybody wants to blame everybody else, but they don't want to look in the mirror. And it's hard for most people to blame themselves. That's like the most difficult thing for so many people to do. You know, the very last person in this freaking world that most people want to blame is themselves. And yet, in truth, we're the ones who we need to be blaming for our success, for our failures, for whatever happens. Really, it's our choice, you know. It's things that we do,
yes.
you know. And it's like I got an interesting story to tell you guys. I've been going through a weird situation. I have this spare truck. It's an old 1990 Toyota 4Runner. It's got the 3.0 liter V6 engine in it. We call it the 3-point slow because it's so dang slow. Whenever I let somebody borrow it, I always tell them, don't you be pulling out in front of anybody. This thing doesn't go fast. You know, it's like, you don't have to worry about getting a speeding ticket in this truck, you know. But I had to buy it because I had converted my vehicle to natural gas, and it took the guy like 4 months to do it. So I literally had to go buy another vehicle so I could get around. And so we just kind of kept this thing around as a spare vehicle. And I think I'd loaned it out to like 6 or 7 friends for, you know, a month or 2 or weeks or whatever, you know. And I had this guy that I know from Facebook that was having some struggles and reached out to me and wanted to, you know, he asked if I'd help him out monetarily wise. So I gave him a little bit of money, and then he asked if I knew anybody that had a vehicle, because he had a job opportunity, but he needed to be able to get around because he's a programmer for smart houses. But anyway, so I told him, I'll tell you what, I'll let you use it for a couple of weeks. I got this vehicle I keep around for you know, just for that purpose. And I actually was letting another friend use it. So I got a hold of her and said, hey, I've got someone who needs the truck for a couple of weeks. So I need to get it back. So I got it back, gave it to him. And for the first week, he was communicating with me. As I told him, you got to keep in touch with me. You got to let me know how things are going. I'll let you use it for 2 weeks to start with. And after the first week, he stopped communicating with me. And then it was just nothing. No response from anything. No response at all. And then I started doing some digging, found out that he was into drugs and, you know, all kinds of crap. And I thought, oh my Lord, what did I did, you know? And so basically it was one of those situations where I went and loaned out my truck to a freaking drug addict. And, you know, I may or may not see my truck again. I don't know exactly where it's at. I know he's in jail. I know that, my truck is somewhere on Redwood Road, you know, like, but the point of the matter is, and the reason I brought this up wasn't to, you know, say that I'm helping this guy out. It was really to say that when it came down to it, and me having to look at the perspective of the situation, I was looking at myself going, you knucklehead, you know, why you went and did that, you know, whose fault was it? It was mine. And the only person I'm blaming is me, because it was my choice to loan it to him. I was trying to help somebody out. I've helped a lot of people out with that little truck, and I felt like I should help him out. And
so now you got to take the expense and take the situation and as a learning curve, and then now know you'll do your due diligence of doing a little background check before next time, huh? So now it's a big learning curve of what you just learned right there. So really,
yeah, exactly, Thomas. You know, does that, as I look at it, and you know, I've had a few people tell me that I've told the story to, and they're like, yeah, well, you know, that's what you get for helping people, you know, you and
you gave your heart.
so I won't help people anymore, that I won't,
Yeah.
you know, if I get that truck back and get it fixed, because apparently it broke down.
Now
And
you
I
gave
get
it
it
from your
fixed.
heart.
Am I going to not help anybody with it ever again? No, that's not the way it works. I'm
No,
still
it's just a learning curve now. You'll do a little bit more research before you give it out now. So that's just a learning curve.
Yeah, sometimes our love enables people when they shouldn't be enabled. You know, we assist them in ways they should be assisting themselves. If we assist them, they'll never grow. You know, it's like the concept of Bambi. You know, the Bambi legs and Bambi walk, and you know, mommy would go ahead and after birth go ahead and lick the baby and do whatever, and you know, and let the baby stand up for a second. But mommy can't walk for the baby. You know, you can't sit there and do something for somebody that they should be doing for themselves.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, an interesting other little subplot about this, you guys, that I think is interesting is that, you know, I was frustrated and irritated that, you know, that my truck had been taken, you know, whatever. And I ended up talking to his girlfriend about, you know, between his sister and his girlfriend. That's how I found out what happened. And I basically thought that he had like stolen or maybe even sold my truck to a crack dealer or something, you know, or whatever. And
we immediately go to the worst every time.
Yeah.
That's just
and
our way of thinking. We immediately go to the worst of everything.
Yeah. And that is a natural tendency to do. And it turned out that, you know, I talked to his girlfriend yesterday through chat on Facebook, and she said, I assure you that he was grateful as all get out that you helped him with that truck. He was so grateful that you did that. And he had no intention of stealing or harming your truck in any way. In fact, your truck broke down and he wanted to give it back to you better than he found it, or you gave it to him. And that's why he didn't call you to tell you about it breaking down, because he wanted to fix it and get it back to you. Apparently the water pump's gone out. So he wanted to fix it. And, you know, so my assumptions about what was going on and what happened and everything else were completely wrong, you know, at least according to this part of the story. And so I'm going to go visit him in jail tomorrow. Tomorrow's visiting hours. I'm going to go visit him and see if I can find out where my truck is, and see if I can talk a little bit of positivity into him, and see if maybe I can change his life for the better. Maybe this situation is one of the best things that'll ever happen to this young kid in his life. You know, maybe being in jail is exactly what he needs. And, you know, so we'll see. But I feel a lot different about it, obviously, finding out that he was grateful, that he didn't have any intentions of harming me or my truck or anything like that. And so, yeah, you know, we need to not only look at ourselves, but we also need to try to make sure that we don't jump to the conclusions, you know, right out of the chute. You know, kind of goes back to that story I told about the bum looking dude that was the richest guy around.
Yes.
It looked like he just crawled out of the gutter, and most people would boot him out of their room and didn't want him in their room or anything like that. But my buddy Bob, who told me the story, he friended up with him and like was totally cool to him. And that dude ended up buying lots and lots and lots of fossils from him, because he treated the guy like a human being, even though he looked like a gutter rat.
Hearing your story,
Never judge.
yeah. Hearing your story, JJ, brings me to something that I read this morning. And it was about Jesus and Lazarus. You know, Lazarus dies. You guys, majority of us have heard that story at one point in time. You know, oh, Lazarus is about to die. And Jesus like, yeah, okay. I'll get there when I get there. And he ended up staying there, 2 days more, afterwards. And he's following the, he goes, all right, we're going to go back to Judea. And Timothy's like, Thomas rather was like, you know what? He's like, we might die. He's like, all right, I'm going to go over there anyways. So they're like, oh, you let him die. You let Lazarus die, Jesus. He goes, no, this happened so I can get the glory from a situation. So sometimes difficult situations happen so something greater can come out of it. So be encouraged though, JJ. That's good. It just shows that your heart and positivity, and it's great. I mean, I agree with Thomas too. At the same time, because you can only do so much for somebody, and but at the same time, you never know. In this situation like this, something like that probably most likely, obviously from the results, it had to happen in order for people to realize. So sometimes difficulty has to take place for your eyes to be open. On the business front, Thomas always talks about that. He goes, why do people wait to the last minute, till something is going bad, till all hell is breaking loose with their health to finally make a change, to finally say, okay, enough is enough. I'm going to start caring for myself. I'm going to start taking better care of myself. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to be more health conscious. I'm going to, drink the right things, put the right things in my body or whatnot. Why do people wait to the last minute till things are the worst that they can be before they decide to make a change?
That's it. Brother Ricky?
Hey, there we go. Just to add to what you were saying, JJ, before you came with the confirmation from the girlfriend, right? Can y'all hear me okay? Okay, great. Because I have a weird way of looking at things. I don't know. Well, I don't consider it weird, but it's a ripple movement. It's a ripple effect, right? And we're supposed to give more than we take. So, I mean, by you loaning the truck out, and the universe, allowed him to get arrested for whatever case may have been, and you may have saved his life by, you understand what I'm talking about, by lending him the truck. In many different ways. Only the universe knows what is the main plan or the objective, but you had good intentions, and whatever the universe allowed to happen thereof after that is not on your plate. So it's really good. I'm really so happy to hear that you're going to visit this man in jail, give him your heart, looking at him eye to eye, and that's all anybody really needs is a change in life, is somebody to believe in them because they don't believe in themselves. So, just a different way of looking at things. I'm a Libra, so I kind of look at the good and the bad, but I try to look at the best in every situation. And I'm really proud that you're going to go see this man and allow him to express he's probably going to be sad and emotional and stuff like that because he feels he let you down. But re-encourage him with positivity is the best thing, especially to a drug addict, because negative just runs them back to the negative stuff that they did before. And believe me, I know many of drug addicts on heroin, crystal, all that crazy stuff in the world. And we can't save everybody, but the only thing we can do is do our best to keep the positive encouragement in their lives to change their life, because they get negativity all day, every day, and it just drives them more to the drugs for a cure or to numb that negative feeling. And the only thing they really need is a hootie-hoo fucking hug, and a Ric Flair, woo, to get their life back in action. So regardless, that's just the way it is, Anyway, that's all I wanted to add on to that. And I love each and every one of you. Spread the love, brother.
Much love, Ricky. Thank you for that. Yes. All right, guys. We've been rolling right along with this one. And like I said, we got a lot of new faces within here, and we want to welcome everybody today. We're going to wrap this one up this morning because you've been getting a lot of good information right there, a lot of different stuff that we've been able to give out. So we're going to send this one over to Miss Shannon Cox, and she is going to wrap this one up with our affirmations that we do in the morning times. You ready, Shannon?
I am ready. Good morning. If I can change my thoughts, I can change anything. Today, I will make progress towards my goals. My thoughts do not control me. I control my thoughts. I trust myself and my instincts above anyone else. To love myself is the ultimate love. There is no greater goal than being content with yourself. I am unique, so I will be uniquely successful. I believe in my ultimate potential. Never underestimate yourself. You are capable of great things. I will achieve great things through small steps. I am fulfilling my purpose in this world.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are fulfilling our purpose in the world. We may not know exactly what it all is, but just keep having fun with it as you're rolling along and watch it all unfold with the happiness in your heart. I love and appreciate you all, guys. Y'all have a wonderful, blessed day. And